o'clock. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Could I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our first item of business is the canvass of the election.
I'm going to do Clarinda Lead Library.
Okay. All right, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, so Page County Auditor, Kristen Wagner, 264, Cindy Van Fossen, 110, write-ins 0, undervote 1, overvote 0.
Page County Courthouse.
Page County Courthouse, Kristen Wagner, 112, Cindy Van Fossen, 123, write-ins 0, undervote 0, overvote 0.
Essex.
Kristen Wagner, 41, Cindy Van Fossen, 27, write-ins 0.
Overvote and undervote.
0, 0.
Shenandoah.
Historical Society?
Yes.
Okay. Kristen Wagner, 138, Cindy Van Fossen, 47, write-in 0, undervote 0, overvote 0.
Okay. Shenandoah Fire.
Shenandoah Fire, Kristen Wagner, 43, Cindy Van Fossen, 46, write-ins 0, undervote 0, overvote 0.
And then absentee.
Kristen Wagner, 277, Cindy Van Fossen, 108, write-in 0, undervote 0.
And overvotes.
0.
Okay. And there were no provisionals.
I'm sorry, what?
No provisionals.
Okay. Okay. So that concludes that. We'll sign this. Todd, you want to sign that? Okay. You want to hand me the tally list? Okay. Our next item of business is the swearing in of our newly elected Page County Auditor. Okay. Yes. Want to raise your right hand? Repeat after me. I, Mary,
Kristen Wagner.
do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and that I will faithfully and impartially,
and that I will faithfully and impartially,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge all the duties of the office
discharge all the duties of the office
of the Page County Auditor
of the Page County Auditor
in Page County, as now or hereafter, required by law. Congratulations. Okay, we've got that done. Is there any public comment? No public comment. Okay. We'll have our engineer update from JD.
Good morning, JD King, Page County Engineer. It's a fine day in Page County.
Share their location together, so they kind of
So far.
track each other and so they can figure out what's going on with them. So you're in a
Okay.
Engineer update went out yesterday afternoon. Once again, we are weather dependent operations. Kind of like the little boy that cried wolf. The forecasters are right now, kind of my opinion. So it's winter in Iowa. It will snow sometime. And the roads may be slick. Drive appropriately. We do have snow and cold forecast later this week. Our crew's been out cutting brush, trees, piling it up. We'll burn when there's snow on the ground, both the guys with the chainsaws and the hose with the shear. Several different locations around the county. We did have some trucks yesterday hauling to the stockpile. The tandems that were doing that shut off early came in and suited up with snow equipment. And there was no snow as forecast. It's just fine. Work at the shop, we're trying to finish up one of the sheriff pickups. Got some wrong parts from an international dealer for a couple of our tandems. We did haul in some sand last week and mix in our mix building, and I've got some road salt ordered coming in. Last week, they poured the footing on the North Pier at the Essex North Bridge. Yesterday, they turned off the pumps and let it flood, and they're working, or they may not be working. They weren't working yesterday. At the bridge, they're waiting, or the weather is right now unsuitable to haul big beams in. The beams are coming from Iowa Falls. Be 4 of them for the south span. That's the next thing. And when the weather improves from the temperature standpoint, they'll get back work on the North Pier column and cap. Those two concrete placements, the North Pier column and the North Pier cap, are the only remaining items of the substructure for the bridge. Progress is good. We're doing some planning for the J64 guardrail project. Contract's fully signed. And we're gonna do a bridge approach on one of those 3 bridges ahead of the guardrail part. I did get the word about budget raises, and we'll be adjusting the budget accordingly. And as soon as you determine the transfer amount, please let me know, and I'll adjust the revenues also. questions from me? Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, our next item of business is Resolution 11, 2025, setting the date for the sale of the GO bonds for the jail, Series 2025, and authorizing the use of a preliminary official statement in connection therewith. We have Maggie Berger with us.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Maggie Berger with Spear Financial. This item really is just setting your sale date for February 25th. We're going to sell the bonds in the morning of the 25th from 10:30 to 11 a.m. As I understand it, I think the county is set to meet that day at 4 p.m., if that is correct. And we're going to award the bonds at that time. So that would be the time that we would have everything locked in. We'll know the sales results by 10:30 in the morning. We've asked Judy and Kristen, your new auditor, to log in with us at that same time so that we can share the details of the sale, but that can't be an open or public sale because it's closed auction. And so today's resolution is just really saying, yep, we're setting the date for February 25th to sell those bonds. And we'll use this preliminary official statement, which we've prepared. We've worked with your county on, we've worked with the bonding attorneys on. Everybody's kind of looked at it, and then we'll be having a competitive sale that day. Are there any questions on that?
I don't think so. Todd, do you have any? Okay.
No, sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Maggie.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do this.
I'll make a motion that we approve the resolution 11-2025 for setting the date for the bond.
And I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Okay. So that's really all we need to do then, Maggie, right?
Yes, that's all that you need to do. And we will talk to you guys in a couple of weeks, Judy, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you very much for being with
Thank
us,
you.
Maggie.
You're
Okay.
welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, so that's done. Okay. So we'll get that done. Okay. All right, so we'll move on to our employment agreement with our interim county attorney. Get everything here, okay. And we have Mr. Varley with us.
Good morning.
Good morning. We have a 45-day employment agreement with James Varley. With since our county attorney will be leaving us on February the 12th, the time frame will begin on February the 13th and will be effective for 45 days. During this 45-day period, he will be in charge of responsible for, but not limited to, the prosecution of all crimes filed in Page County, be responsible for securing any necessary and appropriate orders from the Iowa District Court to enable him to accomplish his prescribed duties, facilitate and assist the board to accomplish its role and duties in Page County, attend meetings with the board as requested, provide feedback on board actions, other duties that's set forth in Section 331.756 of the Iowa Code. He'll receive all normal and customary benefits offered to the Page County attorney, and during this 45-day period and all times thereafter, the parties of this agreement may make any necessary changes or addition as agreed upon by the board and Mr. Varley. He'll receive the annual compensation of the county attorney, the normal pay schedule, as long as he's employed as the Page County attorney, IPERS benefits, and such. And it can be extended upon the mutual agreement of the parties for additional periods of time prior to its termination. This agreement shall terminate on March 30th, 2025. Is that correct?
That is accurate.
Okay, anything you want to add?
Nothing I want to add. I just want to bring you up to date. The job posting you all reviewed last week was placed on the Iowa County Attorneys Association website last Friday, so the advertisement is up. I'll check with the county to make sure we have it on our posting. With regard to the handoff, Mr. Sorensen, as you mentioned, the last day is Wednesday afternoon. I've got Judge Davidson, Richard Davidson, who's a district court judge and former county attorney, coming in on Thursday morning to swear me in. So we'll have a seamless transfer. And then as of Thursday morning, I'll take over in accordance with the agreement. Is there any questions for me regarding what we talked about?
No?
As I mentioned before, when we met last week, I placed a lot of emphasis on trying to get the budget that we've talked about passed. It's very important to me. I'm going to go ahead, based upon the encouraging response I had last week, to take the 45-day employment contract. But I would ask that you keep the budget as in your mind. I wish to work with you on that.
Yep.
Will that be discussed this evening or tomorrow afternoon in your budget meetings?
Probably not. We're still working on it.
Great, thank you. I have no other questions.
We're still working on it, so. Todd, do you have a motion on that?
Yeah, no, I'll make a motion that we approve the 45-day employment agreement.
Okay, and I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion approved.
Thank you.
And we will sign that, Jim.
You bet.
We appreciate you taking the time to do that, so. We really appreciate you stepping in. I'm not sure what we would do if you had to. So,
I'm glad I could
thank you
help.
very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
Okay. All right. Okay, our next item of business is to appoint a member to the Page County Conservation Board. We have 3 applications. And Michelle, I see Michelle is here with us, our County Conservation Director. Do you have anything to say? Any?
Have you seen these applications, and
Yeah.
do you know?
I have them with me right now. My biggest thing, I'm gonna be totally honest, is it's really hard to judge a person by paper. I know you guys used to do interviews for that, and I was curious if we would be willing to do that again, where me and Charlie could sit in and watch that. Other than that, like I said, it's very hard to judge a person on paper. Yeah. I've only met one of the applicants. I haven't met the other 2, so I don't feel like I should put any input in when I've only met one of them so far.
That's true, and I know one of them, I don't know the other 2.
Yeah.
So that's probably a good idea to visit with
Yeah,
them.
I know all 3, and I think they're all 3 highly capable of being good members on the board. I know Zach owns a gun shop there in town, and I worked with him at Pella years ago, and so I kind of know him probably better than Larry and Rick, but yeah, I don't care if we do
That might be a good idea.
interviews or.
I hate
and
to rush it,
is-
and then,
Is that something that the board does, or is that the conservation board that does the interviews?
as
or-
far as what Charlie told me is it was here. It was the Board of Supervisors, and then she just sat in while you guys did it and put her input in also.
Okay.
But I suppose it's gonna be up to you guys, if you want us to do, like, phone interviews with them at least to,
I wonder if it should be the conservation
Well,
board that did
and
it.
then maybe,
And then
you guys make the
a
recommendation.
okay,
and, I mean, that would be, because you're gonna be working with them.
Right.
yeah, yep,
And I would probably tend more to lean towards whatever you recommend.
Yep.
Because for your board.
Yep.
Instead of us maybe deciding. So
Yeah.
if you guys wanted to put a little panel together or have them come to your conservation board meeting or something
Yeah.
and
I'll
And
try,
then-
it's next Wednesday, we'll see if they can make it, if not, we'll
Okay.
have a special meeting for it, so.
and then come with a recommendation.
Yeah,
saying-
I think
and-
that'd
I
be
think
the
that's an
best,
excellent idea.
And then we
the
could
best
vote
way
on
to do
it.
it, yeah. Okay,
I like that.
Excellent idea. Okay.
I'll
let's go
give
with-
them all a call
Let's go with that. We'll just
then I'll let you guys know when we're ready to, make the decision.
Okay,
Yep.
I think that's great.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome.
good.
Thank
Sounds
you.
good.
Yep.
Thanks, Michelle. Sounds like a good idea. Okay. Okay. Page County Sheriff is on.
Thank you very much. I'm Charles McCall, I'm Page County Sheriff here. Here to discuss we need to get more money, obviously revenue coming back and stuff like that. We're starting to apply for grants for different equipment and stuff like that. That way, if we can get qualified for these grants, we need a letter of guarantor. Basically, it's it's the same thing that Michelle has as far as if she's applying for a grant, the county has to know that we are applying for the grant for the county. So we are here we have a couple of letters for kind of generic ones and for ones that we have not applied for yet. And we do have one for Community Foundations of Southwest Iowa. We have already applied for a grant with them. So we have one specifically for them and then two generic ones for future ones that we plan on applying for.
Okay.
So
Do you have things for us to sign?
I do have 3 pieces of paper for you, 3 of these to sign.
Okay.
And I just need the board supervisor or the board of supervisors chair
Okay,
to sign these.
okay. It's on our agenda, so I think we can do
Okay.
that.
You probably want a motion to,
I do.
okay, I'll make a motion that we approve the request for physical sponsorship for 2025 for grants.
Okay, I'll
Sure.
second that.
Can I add one more quick thing here?
Sure.
Not only for the sheriff's office, but for the Reserve Association too.
Okay,
So it's going to be for both.
all right, sounds good.
Okay.
All right, and I'll second that. Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion carried. I will sign those. Do you have a copier over there?
Copy them.
Thank you. Yes. Okay. Okay, our next item of business is the wellness agreement between the Iowa State Association of Counties and Page County, and I have that in front of me. Could I have a motion on us signing that? As we heard from Kim the other day, we've done very well with the wellness program, and our participation in that, it's helped us a lot with our insurance.
Yep. I'll make a motion that we approve the wellness agreement between the Iowa State Association of Counties and Page County.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Okay. Okay. And our next item of business is the increased hourly wage of election poll workers. Kristen, do you want to talk about that? We discussed it last week when we were discussing budget items.
So currently, our poll workers get paid $9 an hour, and the chairman gets paid $10 an hour. And when we discussed at the budget meetings, we discussed changing it to $11 and $12 an hour.
Okay,
The poll workers work 15 hours on election day. I feel like they deserve to have a little bit of a raise.
okay. Working 15 hours a day, at least 15 hours a day,
Correct.
is quite a task, and I know it's hard to get election workers. So, I think it's well worth it. Todd, do you want to make a
And what was
motion on
that
it?
price? It was to moving them up to 10 and 12?
11 and 12,
11 and 12. Okay.
yes. The chairman gets,
The
12, yes.
Okay. Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve that.
Okay, we'll move our,
Increase hourly wages for election poll workers to $11 and $12.
okay, and I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Okay. Do we have any board communication?
I do not. I don't have anything.
Okay, I went to an interagency meeting last week. Did I already report on that? I don't know. Last Tuesday. It's hard to remember. We've had so many meetings lately.
Yeah, here all the time.
Anyway, okay. We don't have claims today. Secondary Road is not, they haven't entered their claims yet. I'm not sure. I think they're gonna be dated Friday, but
They'll be dated on the 14th.
on the 14th, okay.
So if we have a meeting on Wednesday night, I wondered if we could approve them then.
We can if the snow doesn't come in. We'll see whether we have a meeting on Wednesday or not. We'll see. So, okay. So we'll wait on that. Okay. We have quite a few meeting minutes to approve. I can find them all here. Maybe. Okay. We have minutes from January the 27th, 28th, February the 5th, 6th, 7th, I guess that's it. Okay.
Do you want a motion for each one, or just, I looked there.
I've looked at all of them
I
too,
didn't think there was any issues,
No.
did you?
No.
Okay, I mean,
so I
I would
would,
make a motion that we approve all minutes.
27th, 28th. What did I say? 5th, 6th, and 7th?
Yeah,
5th,
5th, 6th, and 7th, yeah.
5th, 6th, and 7th. Okay, I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion, aye, motion carried. Okay. Any other business?
We'll be back here tonight.
If not, we'll be back here tonight at 6 o'clock. And otherwise, I would entertain a motion to adjourn
Make a motion, we adjourn.
at 9:28. We are adjourned.